Hi, it's Christopher John. I'm the CEO from Lifeline Hobart, and I've just completed the NTen 2011 conference in Washington, DC.
So how was the NTC in DC?
The NTC in DC, it was actually very good. Well, I think probably the biggest bit that sort of hit me was probably the scale and the size of the conference and the scale and the size of the industry here in America. It sort of made me think a little bit more about the fact that in Australia we don't really take up technology that well in not-for-profits. Partly probably because of the scale, but partly probably because of we've always done things in a certain way and we haven't really taken that opportunity to do something in a different way. So the biggest thing I think is for me is to take away is to just have a look at, well, what are some of the options out there where you can use technology to improve what we do in efficiencies for us as organisations, but also efficiencies for our funders and sponsors and participants or clients that we serve.
Did NTC meet your expectations?
Yeah, it certainly did. I mean, I would have loved to have 15 days and done most of this, the breakout sessions, but when you have to decide between 1 and 12 breakout sessions, it makes it a bit difficult to get everything you want out of that. But certainly, from everything I've seen online at the moment around, the fact that people could share their notes from different sessions gives you the opportunity to take away from a bit of that as well, which is a really unique way of using technology as well. So you get to get more sessions than what you actually do attend.
Okay. Do you think it's worth for Australians to come over to NTC?
Yeah, I think it is. If there's a project that you're looking at scoping on, and there's a way you want to see in which you can look at different ways that different organisations might be using that or doing that. I think the beauty about coming to the USA to have a look at this is that often when organisations are using different scales, they're using different levels of technology. So I was talking to one provider who has 11 million people on their database, and obviously when you get to scales of hundreds of thousands of people, let alone millions, then you're using different levels of technology and different ways of thinking about how you can use technology to get the outcomes you want. So I think if we can learn from some of the things that people have done in using or developing technology for different scales, then that's good. We can use that replicated in our scale of a couple of hundred or a couple of thousand people on a database. So,
what do you want to see in the future for future conferences that are related to NTC?
I was saying last night that one of the things that I think would be really good would be to showcase technology that's used in the interaction of services also. I mean, the focus of NTC has been predominantly focused around fundraising and sort of database admin management tools. One of the things I'd like to see a lot of is that there is a whole bunch of opportunities, I think, for us to think about how we can use technology better in service delivery, so actually working with our clients and participants, or callers in the case of Lifeline, is that, that I think there's some help seeking ways in which we can engage with the internet and the different providers of the internet and different businesses in the internet that could actually help get information and get messages out. And also use it as a tool for people to actually work more efficiently. And maybe there's better ways to target through tools like that rather than trying to develop and manage all of the material ourselves.
So have you got any words you'd like to say to NTen organisers when connecting up?
NTen, look, I think it was a fantastic conference. As I said right at the beginning, I was sort of blown away by the size and the scale and the amount of information, but it certainly, I think it is absolutely worthwhile and absolutely worthwhile to be part of. And I think there could be many opportunities for organisations in Australia to benefit from coming along and joining in with some of those activities, even if it's every couple of years. That would be useful.
And what about the scholarship to continue?
Look, I think it would be great to continue the scholarships, and I think there's probably some opportunities to share some of these sorts of learnings and feedback with people for future scholarships to make sure that it is something that they're going to be able to use and then take back and implement somewhere, and get people thinking about that differently as well.
Okay. All right. Thank you,
Thank you.
Christopher.